So today we got a brand new TWAB for Destiny, and a lot of exciting stuff for the most part, and some confusing and I don't know how it's going to play out stuff that happened. We'll be talking about 3 new things: a change to artifact mods, a change to how masterworking armor works, and then how masterwork weapons work when it comes to generating orbs of weapon. These are the 3 main topics we're going to be talking for this TWAB, and the 3 main topics that they pretty much highlighted in the TWAB. So with that being said, let's go and talk about some of the universally positive stuff so far we have gotten, and that is artifact mods themselves are now being unlocked in general. When it comes to, there is no cap and no gateway to what mods you can use and unlock in the seasonal artifacts. So before, you could only pick 12 and you couldn't use other ones if you didn't select them. You had to reset your artifact and then reselect to get that certain mod. Very time consuming, a lot of busy work, something that players were not really enjoying, but now they changed and said, hey, this is kind of annoying, we get it, you guys want changes. So all 25 mods that are going to be in the seasonal unlock or seasonal artifact are now unlocked. You have to just rank up your artifact, same way how it goes. They're adjusting XP because again, you're unlocking 25 artifact mods at the end by the end of the season instead of 12. So pacing will be different, and I think they said they're going to round it out, making it not longer, but we'll see how it goes. So again, you're not locked between the 12 mods you select. You can select any of the 25 artifact mods that are in that artifact, which I think is a great change. Now, one thing that is going to be a very helpful tool to those who are really focusing on build crafting and traits and their masterworked armor is the change of how you can adjust the energy of that masterwork armor. Now, this only works for fully masterwork piece of legendary or exotic armor, and basically, you know, those energy stats of void, solar, arc, and stasis have certain mods that are locked behind that energy slot. So what that means is you can't use stasis mods for armor if it's solar. So now if you have a fully masterwork piece of armor, if it's legendary, 10,000 glimmer, and an upgrade module, you can easily switch the energy level to use whatever you want mod wise. So if you want to switch it from solar to stasis, to use stasis for that armor piece, you can do that. And I think this is a very, I guess you could say, easier way to help people get into build crafting. Again, it's still very deep, very complex, because you got stats, you got traits, now you have energy levels to worry about. But this, I guess you could say, making the energy levels more adjustable and more flexible for players should definitely help with build crafting. Now, one thing that I do not know how I feel about is the change of generating orbs of power with weapons. Now, the reason for this I think is a good one. They want every weapon, including exotics that don't have catalysts, to generate orbs of light, or orbs of power specifically now. So with that being said, exotics without catalysts cannot use and generate orbs of power. So that pretty much hinders a lot of weapons in PvE scenarios that really want to generate orbs of power, because again, generating orbs of power gets you super better, and it helps out with just, again, being effective in PvE scenarios, specifically endgame stuff. You can really fly through and get a better experience if you guys continuously generate orbs of power and get your super back function as best or as fast as possible. So this change is mainly targeting exotic weapons, as well as new players that do not have masterwork weapons or the ability to get masterwork weapons. So first, let's talk about the main change. Masterwork weapons won't be generating orbs of power no more, and they changed this to an head armor mod socket point. So how they described it is that each such mod will apply to orb generation effect to all weapons you have equipped of a particular damage type. So a single mod will cover multiple weapons in your arsenal if they share a damage type. This applies to weapons that change damage types like hard light, kinetic weapons with osmosis, things like that. So again, it makes generating orbs of power particularly maybe a little bit more of a hassle, but a little bit more flexible for all players. I don't know what they're going to do for changing the masterwork traits. Again, this is no longer going to be a trait for masterwork weapons of generating orbs of power on multi-kills. A little unfortunate for those who have a ton of masterwork weapons, but I do hope they change and add some sort of perk in regards to masterwork weapons. Maybe give it more ability recharge. So, I mean, I wouldn't know how I like this in PvP scenarios, but for PvE, maybe the ability to generate your abilities like grenades, strength, melee stuff, and you know, if you're a Titan, shield, if you're a hunter, dodge, if you're a warlock, rear well, do different things to generate those faster. I do think masterworking a weapon should feel important, and a stat trade-off of plus 10 of a certain stat I don't think is enough for players to start masterworking stuff. So I'm actually fearful that this change will hurt the masterwork weapon status, but again, let's see if they are hiding any changes behind it. But again, I didn't see anything in this TWAB to highlight that they will be adding a different trait to Masterwork weapon statuses. So with that being said, that's all I gotta say on this TWAB. Let me know what you guys think about some of the changes that have occurred, whether you like it or don't like it. I'm mostly a fan of the two first changes I talked about, but the third one I'm a little mixed on. I think it's better for exotic weapons that don't have a catalyst, but at the same time, Bungie, I know you guys mentioned this thing, you're working on more catalysts for different weapons that don't have them, but let's get the ball moving a little bit because it's starting to affect now players that do have Masterwork weapons, and their status of that Masterwork weapon isn't as effective, and now we're stuck with using mod slots in our armor. So again, that's not my personal take on it. I could be in the minority. Let's see how this goes, and also helps new players as well with this whole thing. But yeah, I have nothing else to say. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely drop this video a like, and if you guys are new here and want more content from me, definitely hit that subscribe button. But I think I've talked too much, so ShadowNinja here, and I am out.